Okay, good morning, everyone. Hope you all are good.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
sir.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Jai Sri Ram, sir.
Morning. Sorry for the delay today. Uh, last class we talked about a firewall, right? Firewall work similarly as security guard in physical network, right? Firewall decide based on the IP address and port number, right? Like security guard check on the backend information, right? Firewall check what connection has to be allowed or disallowed, right? Based on port number and IP address. It has backend information on the ACL, access control list, right? Access control list is being updated by the cloud vendor, right? They have R&D team. So ACL is dynamic and static. Dynamic part of the ACL is updated by the vendor. However, static is updated by us. We can create the static policy, static rules. Yes or no? So certain times there might be possible that some connection may be successful, may be allowed in the firewall, but IP is actually a blacklisted IP address, suspicious IP address, but may not be updated on the ACL by the firewall vendor. And you will see successful compromise happen as SOC team you investigated. In that case, you might have to block that IP address manually on the static rule, on the static policy. Yes or no? So static ACL, static part of the ACL will take the first preference. That means what you have done on the static policy will take the first preference, first precedence. Yes or no? Then the dynamic. Understand? So firewall is layer 3, layer 4 device, have the understanding of IP address and port number. Understand? Network security device has the understanding of layer 3 and layer 4. That means IP address and port number. It decide based on the IP address and port numbers. Understand? Clear? So we understand? And we understand the different zones in the network. Internal zone, PCI zone, DMZ zone. Yes or no? So yesterday we understand the public facing applications will be there on the DMZ zone. Understand? So that external people can also be allowed to come inside to access those web applications. Yes or no? Any website, web application which you want to be accessed by external people, right, will be deployed on the DMZ zone, demilitarized zone. Understand? DMZ zone. Certain time you will hear this word, that is a GMG server. That server is a DMZ server. That is internal server. That server is PCI server. If you heard this word DMZ server, that means that server belongs to DMZ zone. Might be some application is hosted on which you have given access to the outside people. Understand? And DMZ server, definitely you will have the public IP address. And definitely it must have the web application hosted. Only web application we give access to the outside people. Yes or no? Clear? Clear? Understand? So even your internal network will be subdivided to the multiple zone to understand. Internal DMZ, PCI, PII, or depend on your network work environment, we can subdivide to multiple zone based on the accessibility of your data, based on what kind of data the certain devices in the network are keeping, storing. Clear? Now, let me draw the short architecture, quick architecture again. So, you know what happens? For any web application, for example, somewhere here, let's say this is your internal network. let's say this is a firewall, and this is DMG network. This is DMG, and this is DMZ. Certain web application is hosted. You know, for any web application, you understand, any application you deploy on the server, yes or no? Let's say, for example, I'm just keeping it outside for now, just to make you understand. You configure our IP address to make it accessible in the network. For example, 199.0.2.100, for example. Inside that, you will deploy an application. Behind that application, mute the mic. Is not in mute. Behind that application, it will store the data on the storage, right? You'll have a database to store the data and storage mapped with that, right? So in the application, behind application, you have the storage to store the data. Storage means database, right? So what happens is, whenever, for example, it's a Facebook. For example, it's a Facebook application. Facebook is hosted on the server. On the server, you have hosted Facebook application. But your profile, your images, so many things you store, right? Yes or no? Understand? That information will be stored on the database, backend database. So whenever you access the facebook.com, your request will go to the server, then application. Once you click on my profile, your request will go to server, then application, and then database. Your application will run the respective command to the database to retrieve the images, profile, and everything. Yes or no? Then it will retrieve from the database. Means it is not storing everything on the application, right? It is storing everything on the backend database. Yes or no? Not on the application. Whenever you are running, clicking any of the link, whatever, it will generate a command, database command from application to the database, retrieve the respective data from the database. Get your mind? Yes or no? It is not storing everything on the application. It is actually retrieving it from the database, backend database. Get your mind? Now let's take an example. Now, for example, this is the Facebook application or any of the web application hosted here on the DMG, for example, on the DMG, public facing application. IP address is 199.0.2.100. This is one of the attacker outside, 197.0.2.100. This is an attacker. Attacker intention is to delete this database, to delete some file from the database, right? So attacker will initiate the connection, and now connection will be initiated in the form of packet. Yes or no?
Yes.
Digital connection, communication will happen in the form of packet. Packet will have two parts: header and data. Header, what all things will contain? In header, what all things you see?
IP ports, IP
Destination and
Source
source
IP will
IP
IP
and
ports,
port number.
destination.
protocols.
Source IP will be this one, and
IP address.
Yes.
Yes.
And
this one.
destination will be also.
So you are actually deleting the database on the website. Means you are accessing a website and you want to delete the database, right? So source IP will be this one, and destination IP will be this one, and source port will be source port. You have to keep in mind
from the sender.
Source port will be any random
Doesn't matter.
102. Source port is always random port. Whenever you access any website, any communication you do, source port is not fixed. Every time source port can be random port more than 1024. For example, now source port for this communication is 1056, for example. Get a point? Now for Facebook application, what will be the destination port?
443.
443.
Destination port
443.
443.
3, right? Now, data, what data packet will contain? Because you are not transferring the data, right? You are clicking on the link to delete the data, for example, delete the database, right? So it is actually not a data that you're transferring. It will have some command, some database command, get and post command. If you have some database knowledge, you'll come to know it will have some command to delete the database command, because actually backend some database it is there on the application. So when you're transferring the data packet will actually contains actual data. When you are retrieving the data, it will actually contain some command to retrieve the data. So right now you are clicking on the link to retrieve the data. It will contain some command to retrieve the data. Get a mind? So now connection will go and hit to the router. So router is layer 3 device.
Layer 2 and
3. So it will open which
Three
part?
network device.
Data or header?
Header part.
Header.
And
header part.
it will open. It will able to read what information?
Destination, port number,
Destination.
IP destination.
IP address,
Destination IP.
port
Right.
number.
Port number also.
Protocol also.
No port number, only IP address.
Only IP address.
Firewall can understand IP and port.
Source IP and destination IP. The router only will be able to understand what is the source IP and what is the destination IP. From where the packet has come, where the packet has to go, right? So router, right? Yes or no? Path pradarshak. So router will check on the routing table from where the packet has come, what is source IP, what is the destination IP, and it will check on the routing table whether do I have a path to send this packet on the required destination. It will check on the routing table, and if it has a path, it will show you the path, means it will give the route. Yes or no? So in this case, of course, it will have the route, then it will forward the packet to the required interface of the router, required port of the router. Router work is just to route, just to show the path, not to drop or allow the packet, right? Just to show the path. It will not ask you for what purpose you are going, whether your purpose of going is legitimate or malicious. Yes or no? That's not a work of router. Router work is for whatever purpose you are going. Means if you ask someone, where are you, what is this address, he will not ask for what purpose you are going. His work is to just to show you the path, to tell you the way, address. Yes or no? If he is knowing the address. So that similarly, a router will send you the packet required port to the respective port of the router. Now the packet will hit to the firewall. Firewall will open on the which part of the packet? Which part?
IP on the
Header part only.
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 It will read what
Port number.
Port number and
Port
destination.
number.
IP
IP and port.
destination.
IP address and
Protocol also.
right. Means it will check.
If it is proxy, then it will also open the data also.
Right. What is the source IP address? What is the destination IP address? Where the packet has come, where the packet has to go. Yes or no? Source port and destination port. Now it will check. First of all, it will check the static rule, static policy. Whether do we have any static policy for that? As per the policy, for the any application is there, as per the policy, any IP address should be allowed on the port number 443 towards this particular application. Because we want, this is the web application, right? We want everybody should be able to access this application on port number 443. Not all other ports should be blocked. Yes or no? But if IP address should be blacklisted, then it should be disallowed, right? Then it will check the dynamic list whether IP address is blacklisted or not. If it is blacklisted, then it will block. Let's say, for example, IP address is not blacklisted. Attacker is using some new IP address which is not blacklisted. for example, right? Then traffic will be allowed. Yes or no? Because on the 443, connection is allowed. Of course, web application work on port number 443 HTTPS and will be allowed for everyone. Yes or no? And resulting, the connection is allowed. Yes or no? Because firewall check based on the IP address port number combination. Yes or no? IP address was not malicious and port number 443 was allowed for everybody. Traffic, and resulting firewall has allowed the connection. But attacker has added the malicious command in the data part to delete the database. There is a miss on the firewall because firewall, the command, the packet has reached to the server and run the command on the application. Application has sent the command to the database and the command has been run on the database and resulting the database has been deleted. Get a mind? You understand? Attacker was intelligent. He has used a new IP which was not at all blacklisted, and 443 port is allowed for everybody, and resulting the database has been deleted. Yes or no? That means we do not have full security here because our network security firewall do not have visibility on the data part of the packet. We have half security. Our network security firewall only provides security and only filter out the traffic based on the IP address and port number on the network and transport level layer, not on the application layer. It do not have visibility on the data part because data is completely, you can see, completely intact. Nobody is firewall does not have visibility to the data part, what is being sent or what is being requested. Isn't it? So we should have some devices because in this way, what is being sent, what is being requested, nobody has the visibility here, right? In this way, even though we have the firewall, our network is being compromised, being prone to be compromised, our data is being prone to be compromised, right? So we should have some devices, we should have visibility to the data part of the packet so that anybody running some malicious command should be blocked. The packet should be blocked, should be able to identify if any kind of such malicious commands are running on the database or being sent as a part of communication. Yes or no? Understand? Clear? So now we feel the requirement of what? Which device?
IPS.
Data reader.
Web application shop.
Security device.
WAF.
All are security device only. But which device
IPS.
here?
Web.
Both people are, I mean,
WAF, sir.
some people,
Internal,
yes, some people,
internal firewall.
IPS.
both are actually right. But right now we'll introduce WAF. IPS we'll discuss on the later part. So right now we'll introduce WAF application firewall. IPS we'll discuss later part because IPS has both the functionality. IPS do not work on the application layer. It works on the network and transport layer also. IPS has a complete visibility, network, transport as well as application. Get a point? While WAF has been designed to work on the application layer. Get a point? So now we have to secure our network from the web application attacks. Get a point? The device which has visibility on the application layer. So now you can see the only way outside attacker, only thing that outside people can directly access only application or server, that outside people directly accesses web servers, web applications. Yes or no? Any server where we have web application hosted, outside people can directly connect it to. Yes or no? Where we have application hosted. Yes or no? That's the reason web application firewall. The name itself suggests web application firewall. Means this firewall is for web application security. It works on the web application and it is for web application security. And that too, the web application which is on DMG, which is public facing application. Any web application, for example, posted here, it is for internal users, not having access to outside. No sense of deploying security, because anyway, those applications are having private IP address. Getting what I'm saying? One moment. Give me a moment. Any application? Yes.
Let me ask you a question. The web application firewall is managed by this SOC team or by the network team?
Network security team. Network security team.
Network security. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Network security team. Maybe some company network team, manage network also firewall team, and sometimes there will be separate team, network security team, where they will manage firewall, IPS, IDS, all those stuff. Network security team, not by SOC team.
Sir, I have one.
Good question.
Yes.
If the malicious software is not in the header portion, and we agree that firewalls only read header information.
Right.
If we put the malicious software in the data portion of, not the header portion, in the data portion, how do we guard against that?
How you put? What way? Then I will tell you the solution. In what way you are going to put?
Yeah, okay.
Through email, through web, then I will provide a solution. Let's
Okay.
discuss further solution. There are further security solution that in different way we are going to talk about. Then you'll get the answer yourself.
Okay.
Okay. Now you see, I was telling you that we are going to introduce web application firewall. The name itself suggests web application firewall. Means web application. Firewall means security. Firewall, you can understand, right? It is security. Firewall denotes security. Firewall. It's a firewall. Web application firewall. It's a firewall. Means web application you have, and before that you have firewall. Means only legitimate connection can come. For other, it is fire. Yes or no? So web application firewall means we are trying to, what we are trying to do? Trying to
Filtering.
Prevent,
Protect.
control, exploit.
We are trying to restrict,
Protect.
we are trying to avoid, we are trying to stop.
means no. What is, I'm just trying to get
Filter.
English meaning, full meaning of the word.
Secure.
We are trying to
Allow and disallow. Allow and disallow.
extract the actual meaning of the word. Web application firewall means web application, and before you have firewall. So this is the web application firewall which protect the web application. Get in mind? The web application security which secure the web application. The name itself suggests web applications. Now, which web applications? Not all web applications, right? Any web application which are accessible by outside user, hosted in your company, but connected to the internet. Yes or no? Then only we have to secure. Any web application hosted internal to a company, accessible by internal user, no need to secure, because not has been given to internet access. Yes or no? So any application which are connected to the internet has to be secure. And before that, you should have WAF. And any web application which are connected to the internet are hosted on which zone of network? Network, which zone we deploy?
DMZ.
DMZ zone, right? So those applications will be on the DMZ zone. So, for example, you have XYZ web application hosted. So this firewall will not be here like this. Because, so this firewall will be here. Web application firewall, not here. Because this firewall is only for web application. That's the reason I have deployed this firewall here, not in the complete network. Get your mind? This firewall is for only web applications. So just before web application, so you can see full network is for web. For example, you have 20 web applications. Just before that, I have deployed this web application firewall. Understand? WAF. Then you have main firewall, network security firewall. All other traffic is going like this. Not web application. It is for web applications. Understand? So now web application firewall, once packet hit to the web application firewall. So you can see web application firewall have the access to the data part. Yes or no? It works in the application layer, means it will have the data part. So what command is being executed? It will have again ACL, which is connected to the vendor cloud, which is operated by the cloud vendor, right? Any malicious command is being executed, right? It will have the library signature. Based on that, it will allow or disallow. Any malicious command to execute the database, delete the database. So many list of those commands will be deleted, will be blocked. Those connections will be blocked by the web application firewall. Apart from that, you can also create the static policies. For example, you see certain website, for example, I mean, there are so many features you have in the web application firewalls, right? For example, I'm logging to one of the website. I put the username and password. 2-3 times, I put wrong password. There might be possible that you put wrong password. It can be a symptom brute force. Maybe some attacker is trying to gain the unauthorized access by putting the combination of username and password. Your web application password, you'll understand, it's kind of brute force. It may start giving the CAPTCHA after a couple of 3, 4, or 5 login failures, right? So that can be also achieved using web application firewalls. I will understand it can be a brute force, so it will start populating the CAPTCHA. To understand, it's a human, not a robot. You understand? You understand the concept of CAPTCHA, right? Everybody? Everybody understand the CAPTCHA? Why?
Yes, sir.
Why login form have the CAPTCHA? CAPTCHA क्यों होता है login form में?
When there is a successive attempt for 2 or 3 times and it's failed,
Robot will not understand it.
robot or human.
You see login form.
Non-suspicious login will happen.
Right. Login form has user ID and password, right? Before that, you have CAPTCHA. So what is the use of CAPTCHA? You enter user and password, then it asks you find out which all images having firefighter, which are images having having building blocks, which are images having cars, buses, like that, or sometime identify the numbers.
तो सिस्टम जनरेटेड लॉगिन आईडी पासवर्ड को यूज नहीं कर या फिर हो सकता है 1 मिनट में जैसे अटैक जो करेंगे
Right. Identify.
1000 टाइम्स
You correctly said. To identify, because what happens is there are some softwares called brute force software. In brute force software, there are there are a software we call it script-based software, where attacker can have permutation combination of username and passwords. Means they may have lakhs of different combination of username and password. For example, they will have all possible, means huge number of passwords. Get your mind? So for example, they can keep one username constant and they can try multiple password. For example, they have 1 crore password, 1 crore password, for example, 1 crore password the software is having. So that software can keep one username and can try to enter multiple passwords. So as a human being, you can't try multiple password within short period of time. For example, human being, you can't try 100, 1000, 2000, 5000. You can't try. Yes or no? One time you enter, then how many times you enter? You can't enter many times. Yes or no? But this software can try 100 times within fraction of seconds, 1000 times within a minute, even more. Yes or no? You just enter you can make a script software. Okay, this username try, and this one crore password you try, 1,000 password you try, right? That software will keep one password and try one username and try multiple passwords. If any of the combination will work, and it will allow to log in, and you'll gain the access. Yes or no? This is happening automatically, not by human. That's what you call a robot. Robot means script, program. Yes or no? Human has not tried. This is through software, through program, through robot, through script. Means robot. Robot is what? Program, script. Means you are robot. Yes or no? So this is to avoid that. CAPTCHA is to avoid that attacker will not be able to do the brute force. Now, if I put the combination of username and password here, that one, if CAPTCHA will get changed every login, if CAPTCHA will get changed, this program, the software will not be able to enter the CAPTCHA, and resulting brute force will be difficult. Sometime may not be possible. Get I mean? Only legitimate user will be able to log in. Yes or no? That is the reason CAPTCHA is being used here, to avoid this brute force login, to gain the unauthorized access. Understand?
Hello.
To avoid
Hello.
this, nowadays people are getting multiple factor authentication also. Sometime maybe somebody will gain the access to your password. You may maybe through some phishing emails, they will gain the access to your password. So they will have OTP systems, right? Maybe you have to enter your password also, then OTP. Then you'll get a notification to your mail to enter the Google, like that. So multiple factor authentication that we call us, to avoid this kind of brute force, so that people will not gain the access to your your logins.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Sir, I am having a question that this web application firewall also identify the demographic related logins. Like if someone just like I am logging from India and someone trying to log in from other part of world. So this type of identification is also
This is the
done by this
basic.
web.
This is very basic thing that can be done by any of the device, not only by web application firewall. This can be simply done by the firewall itself, because that can be done through just simply with the IP location. Okay, he was telling with different country geolocation basis. Geolocation can be achieved with simply by firewall. Okay.
Sir, if we deploy the firewall, if we deploy WAF on the place of firewall, then what will be happen?
No, we cannot do that. How we can deploy WAF?
Like on-prem, we can make it like WAF only. We can keep it.
No, we can. WAF is only for web application, not for other traffic. You have so many other traffic, right? You have email traffic, other traffic, right? Web application is only for applications. It will not have access to the layer 3 and layer 4. It only have access to the layer 7. Okay. So if malicious IP, some connection is coming in, it will not be able to detect it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that is WAF. There are multiple vendors of WAF. Anybody knows what are the famous vendor?
F5, Amazon,
WAFsense, F5, and Imperva is also.
AWS,
Imperva का spelling यही है ना? Imperva. Barracuda also, right?
Big IP ASM.
Big IP F5 का ही है.
Fortinet web.
करो ठीक है, that's enough. WebSense by F5 Imperva. डाटा खोई गया, टैबलेट लेना पड़ेगा आज. F5. So you understand, right? Use of see, I have given just basic idea about WAF. So the work of WAF is to work on layer number 7, application layer. No, WAF is only for web application. Web application hosted. WAF is for WAF is not for your system. Okay, WAF is for like Facebook. You have Flipkart, right? They will use the WAF. You will not use the WAF to secure your system. Facebook, Instagram, Flipkart, they will secure their application from us, from the outside users, right? Get a point? To secure our system from outside applications, we use some other device called as proxy. Get a point? Web application firewall is secure web application from outside user attackers like us, like people like us, so that any external people cannot attack those web applications. For example, you have access to the Facebook, right? You might do some malicious activities, make the Facebook down, delete some data, like, right? But they will have web application firewall to avoid those activities. Get in mind? So web application firewall is to secure the web applications from external users, external attackers.
Can I ask a question? Yeah, so now you just said the web application firewall is used for securing the web application. Now, does this web application, because the previous firewall you talked about, which is for securing the network itself, cannot read the data part, it only reads the header.
Right.
Now this one, this web application firewall, does it read the data? How does that work?
Right, it will read the data. It will read the data in the sense, it will read the data means command. What command is being run, right? What data is being requested, it will have the access to.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Means not actual data, but what data is being sent, what data is being requested, that kind of information it will have.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, is there any device they can detect what exactly user will access? Means any filtration, just like any malicious or any malicious attachment or malicious
Yes.
script. Is there any data? Is there any application?
For website?
Yes, yes.
Website attachment, yes, we will discuss further. We'll discuss further. We'll have. So now that is something for the web application perspective. Now, next question. So you understand, web application comes in the picture, web application firewall, when you want to secure the web applications. Get in mind, web application mute your mic, please. Web application firewall is to secure your web applications from outside users. Keep this in mind. Okay. Now, you understand, attackers are very intelligent. Attackers are very intelligent. They always find out new ways to penetrate your network. So let's say, for example, you have firewall, right? You have this network as well in the DMZ, where you have certain servers. You have DMZ firewall, WAF firewall, WAF, right? But WAF is only for web application security, right? So now this particular attacker has got a new IP address. This attacker has got a new IP address, 173.0.2.100. New IP address. Now, attacker has got a new IP address. Now, attacker is sending an email. Attacker is sending a phishing email. Phishing email, you understand? Phishing email.
Sir.
Malicious email.
Yes, sir.
Yes, phishing. If you click, it directs you to
Hacker disguise himself as a trustworthy person.
Right. Phishing email is email which look like legitimate email.
Fraud email.
The attacker will force you to open the email, hurry to open the email. Like, look like you won the lottery, you got a job offer. Your manager will send an email to send you some amount on the particular account, like that, right? Certain times you will have some attachment on the email. Attacker will ask you to open the attachment, and it may have some malicious software and which will get installed in a system. It may be a malware, right? Or certain time it may have some URLs where attacker may ask you to enter some critical, some proprietary information, credentials, something like that. Sometime attacker may ask you to transfer some amount, some money. These kind of emails we call as phishing emails, right? So let's say attacker has sent a phishing email, right? So the email now again will be in the form of packet. So now you can see he has sent an email from this particular IP address, has targeted one of the email ID which has to be delivered here. Source IP, this one, we not more not at all blacklisted new IP address. Destination IP belongs to your company IP address, and destination port is sending an email, right? So destination port. So you understand, everybody is allowed to send email to your company until unless IP address is not blacklisted. Yes or no? So destination port. What will be destination port to send an email?
25. 25.
What is the destination port?
25.
25. Yes or no?
25.
What port it is?
SMTP.
SMTP.
SMTP port is 25. You can see this is the source email IP address, destination IP address, source port can be anything, and destination port is 25. Once the packet hit to the firewall will open the header. Data packet won't be able to open. So once it will open the data header part, source IP is not at all blacklisted, and destination IP will be your company IP address, and destination port is 25. 25 port number is allowed for everybody until unless IP address is blacklisted. So IP address is not at all blacklisted right now, and 25 is allowed for everybody, and resulting the email will get delivered to the user. Yes or no? So now the email was phishing email. Yes or no? Phishing email, you understand? Maybe possible that it was a malware email. He got an email saying that Deepak, your monthly health report is attached. Your monthly health report, it attached on the email. Kindly find the attachment. He has opened the attachment. He did not know that it was actually a malware in the Excel format. Once he opened and downloaded and opened that attachment, it was malware. Malware got installed in his system. Yes or no? And there are multiple type of malwares. You understand? It might be a Trojan. Once the Trojan will get installed, what will happen? It will create the backdoor. It will create the backdoor. Once the Trojan will get installed, it will create the backdoor and it will give the command and control to the attacker command and control server, CC server. Means you are logged in. You are logged in the system. You will not come to know that once you open that particular program means software, malware means malicious software. Malware means malicious, is short form of malicious software. Once the malware get installed, it will have a string on it, either IP address or URL, IP port number or URL. It has been programmed in such a way, once it will get installed, it will create a backdoor of your system. Get it? It will create a backdoor and it will give the control to attacker CC server. Now attacker sitting here will get the control, means will be controlling your machine. Means attacker will get the full control of your machine. Get it? Attacker will get the full control of your machine. Now, after getting the full control, attacker can do anything. Attacker can dig down the data of your machine, can steal the data of your machine, can encrypt your machine, that is called ransomware, can lock your machine, encrypt the data of your machine, ask for the money. Yeah, that we call a ransomware. Can install keyloggers. Keyloggers means whatever password or credential you enter, right, can capture those credentials, that we call as keyloggers. And apart from that, it can manipulate the data of your system. Means attacker will have the full controls, right? Apart from that, attacker can install the further software. Attacker can install further software. Now you can see you have logged in. You have logged into this machine. Somebody else is also logged in. You are logged in. You are not doing some activity, but automatically is happening some activity. Yes or no? If you are not doing, but automatically some activity is happening, that means robotically this activity is happening, right? That means your system is having robot. Your system is behaving like a robot. Yes or no? So once that Trojan install, we also call it that bot. Bot has been installed. Your system is having bot. Bot is nothing but a sort of form of robot. Yes or no? Get your point? Once this Trojan install and attacker get the control, attacker can do anything. You are not doing, but automatically is happening. That means system has a bot. Bot is nothing but the short form of robot. Yes or no? So now once attacker get the control, attacker can do anything apart from this. Attacker can deploy further tools on your system. He will not even come to know. And can attack other companies. One thing, or attacker can try to compromise other machines of your network. For example, attacker can deploy brute force software. Brute force software. Brute force. I just a few minutes back, I have given example to gain the unauthorized access by brute force software. Brute force is the process of gaining the unauthorized access of any system or application which have the login form by trial and hit method. By try and hit method. If you want to write, you can write it here. Or if you can remember, brute force is the method of gaining the unauthorized access. Brute force is a method of gaining unauthorized access of a machine, system, machine system,
Something's happening.
Machine system or
someone else.
Machine system or application which has the login form. Machine system or application which has the login form. Which has the login form to enter the credentials. Comma, by doing the trial and hit method, comma, by doing the trial and hit method. By doing the trial and hit method of entering, by doing the trial and hit method of, by doing the trial and hit method of entering the permutation and combination of username and password. Permutation and combination of username and password. Permutation and combination of username and password. By entering the permutation and combination of username and password. Understand? So brute force, you understand, right? Any machine, any system, for example, your Windows machine, you understand the use of login, right? Login form, you understand, right? To ensure that only authorized people should be able to access. For example, your Windows system has login form. So only people who are authorized, that means they should have username and password, should be able to access. But some unauthorized people also can be able to try to access by entering the trial, by doing the trial and hit method. That called as brute force. So what happens is, by entering manually, sometimes it is difficult. Yes or no? So what happens is, there are some software. So they can help in that case. Software is having library of username and password, right? So the software can try multiple times within short period of times. Machines can try multiple times, right? That is having program, script. They can try multiple times. So attacker can do one thing. After installing the bot here, he can install brute force software. Now you understand, gaining the username of in the company's system is not very difficult, right? In companies generally, for example, my name is Sulabh, right? Sulabh Misra. Username is Sulabh.Misra. Or half first name, half last name. Sulabh. So SULAMISH. This kind of username password combination that can easily you can get from LinkedIn and all. Every company's employees are having LinkedIn account, right? Format and username, getting username is very easy. So what you can do is, attacker can do is, once attacker gain the access to one computer, means attacker is already inside to the company. See, you understand, this system is having private IP address. Means attacker cannot gain the access to a private network. But since now bot is installed, right? So now through network, attacker is already inside. Attacker cannot enter to a private network. But since bot is installed, through bot, through remote control, it is inside to a network. Now attacker will try to create the botnet by gaining access to the other network. So attacker will install brute force software, enter the username of this machine, and try with multiple password. If work, means this machine is also compromised. This machine is also compromised. Yes or no? So after compromise this machine, filter will try to gain the access to other machines. Yes or no? And once gain the access to other machines, right, means those machines also got compromised. So one machine compromised, we call it bot. So network of bot means network or group of compromised machines we call as botnet. Right? Botnet. Network of bot call as botnet. So you can write what is botnet. Botnet is nothing but the what is botnet?
Combination of attack net machines.
Right. Botnet is nothing but the group or network of compromised computers. Group of network of compromised computers. Group of or network of compromised computer. Compromise means, when I talk about compromised, means
it's already taken or taken over the outside.
Right.
Malicious. Attacked.
Compromise means
Not
infected.
secure.
Right. Infected. Compromise means infected, right? When I talk about compromise, word means infected.
Complete access to other.
Right.
Sir, I have one question, sir.
Right. Okay. Tell me.
Yeah, sir. Actually, you just told a few minutes ago that if the system got compromised, suppose if the system, the attacker get the access of the system. So after getting the access, why the attacker will go for the brute force? Because brute force, as we all know, that is a combination of a random password, like to get the access of the system, and already he got the access. So why we will take the brute force after that?
No, he got the access of one machine, right? Not every user have opened the email, or not every user have received the email. Yes or no? not every user have opened the email, right? So user may try to use other method to gain the access. So attacker may try to gain it through brute force, so other methods. Got it?
Okay. Yeah, got it.
So what happens is, this is one method. So brute force, so botnet is not within the network only. May be possible that in network you have 3 computers, botnet. May be possible that in your company 1 computer, other company 1 computer, your home network also compromised, home computer 1 computer. So botnet is not something that within your network only, within company only. Attacker will have multiple huge number of compromised computer. It is botnet for him. Get a mind? With multiple network, multiple computer, multiple geolocation. Maybe few computer from India, some computer from Australia, Saudi Arab, Pakistan, Tajikistan, North Korea, South Korea. All are botnet. All are network of compromised computers. Yes or no? So what is the purpose of doing this? Because sometimes attacker purpose is not to steal the data. The purpose of attacker is to create the botnet. Yes or no? मतलब लोगों को गुलाम बनाना, फिर उनसे काम करवाना. Means इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं इसको? गुलाम बनाने को? Slave. To make, this is called as compromise, right? To make the computer slave means to keep them under the attackers, the control under the attackers. Means those computers will be controlled by the attackers. So attacker will now use those computers for his own purpose, right? There are multiple things attacker can do now. See, attacker can buy few computers, right? If attacker wants to achieve some motives which require multiple computers, right? So attacker cannot buy so many computers, several computers, right? Sometimes if attacker may have lakhs of computers, 1,000 computers, for example, attacker may install crypto mining softwares. Crypto mining softwares, you know cryptocurrency like bitcoins. The cryptocurrency calculations we call as crypto mining. Cryptocurrency calculation is very complex. If you do the cryptocurrency calculation, you can earn money by doing the cryptocurrency calculations. So if you do cryptocurrency calculation on your system, you can earn a certain amount of money. But while doing the cryptocurrency calculation, those application which is being utilized to being used to do the cryptocurrency calculation use a lot of resources of your system like memory and CPU. But one system, two system, how much you can earn, right? So these attackers, what they do is they also do like this. They in fact compromise multiple machines, and they will install for the crypto mining software. That is again a malware. And now they will utilize your machine for crypto mining. Means they are not going to harm your machine to steal your data or do something modification, but they will use your machine for crypto mining. Get a mind? So these botnet they are going to use for crypto mining. That is one use they can do. So what is the symptoms?
Sir, your video had also.
Hello?
So crypto mining is illegal.
It is not illegal, but they are using your system, right? They should use their own system. Get a mind? They are using your system for crypto mining. So what happens is the symptom for that is you will see high memory and CPU utilization. Suddenly hike on the system resources. Your system will start getting hang. Some application may not launch, right? Then you see on the task manager system resources are suddenly getting high utilization. Then you have to find it out. Get I mean? That is one thing, crypto mining. And one of the famous attack called DDoS, distributed denial of services. That is also being launched by the botnet infected computers. to target one of the company website. Attacker will launch the attack from multiple computer, multiple geolocation, and will attack to one of the company website. Now block how many IPs you will block. That is called a DDoS. There are 3 homework for today's session, which you have to watch my videos on YouTube, which I have explained you in detail. First, you write, what is malware? What is malware? Type of malware. Means I have explained you completely what is malware, type of malware, if system got compromised with malware, what kind of action you have to take, being a security analyst, right? Completely I have explained you on that video. Second, what is DOS and DDoS? What is DOS, DDoS, botnet? Completely I have explained you in that video. What is DOS, DDoS, and if your system is being compromised, being attacked with DDoS, being a security analyst, what kind of action you will take, right? Completely I have explained you in that video. So just heading, I'm asking you to write so that you could find that video. What is DDoS? Second is, what is brute force attack? What is brute force attack? That is also in that video also, I explain you what is brute force, what is what kind of investigation you do doing the brute force attack, right? Completely investigation I have explained you on that session, on that video. Do watch those session. Very, very important. Okay.
Sir, one more thing, sir. Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir, could you repeat the last homework? Last thing, what is DDoS, DOS, botnet after that?
Brute force. What is brute force attack? What is brute force attack?
And sir, please share those link of homework in the group, sir.
I will share the
requested
group.
you.
I will share.
Yeah, thank you.
Link.
Thank you, sir.
I will share all 3 links in the group. Okay. So you understand.
What is a UTM?
What happened?
What is a UTM, sir? UTM. What is a UTM?
Unified Threat Management. I will tell you. UTM, next generation firewall. I will tell you on that because right now I'm yet to cover a couple of more security devices. Then I will tell you.
Okay.
So UTM, next generation firewall, is a combination of multiple features. Multiple devices feature can club together in one device. That is UTM, but nowadays we call it next generation firewalls. Get a point? So instead of having multiple devices, we can buy a single device which have all the features, but having certain limitations such as one point of failure. If one device gone, means a system is full network is open, right? That is a limitation for enterprise environment. That's the enterprise environment still believe on having standalone devices. Some 1-2 feature they can club together as a next generation firewall, but not all feature in single device because of the single point of failure. But still, this vendor are working hard to make a device of a single device, because having multiple devices, huge cost, deployment cost, licensing cost, management cost is huge. So they are working hard to ensure that this kind of single point of failure kind of thing should not happen. So they're working hard to reduce the cost. How much hard they're working, but I don't know. But of course, if they reduce and make it single tool, it will be huge loss for those vendors also who are selling these different products, isn't it? Proxy.
Yeah, that will be a single point of failure.
Single point of failure means if we club all WAF, firewall, further email gateway, proxy, all feature in single device, IP side in single device, right? If the device is down, means all features are down. Yes or no? Network is open. That is the reason. A single point of failure.
Sir, while doing lab, will you show all this mitigation
Which
of
one?
brute force DDoS?
Of course, lab environment we'll see it here. In the sense, on the code in the form of correlation rules.
Okay, I think
once we come on the SIEM part.
We don't then see
in all of these.
Okay, now mute your mic, please. Somebody is speaking in the background.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm
A
asking.
little loud. You have to be a little loud. It seems like you're speaking in background. I thought it's a noise.
Oh, no, it wasn't a noise. It was a question. My question is that can we understand redundancy when it comes to sharing resources?
Come back again. Sorry. Come back again.
I'm asking that what is the role of redundancy when sharing what's it called, resources? Since we are talking about having a singular point of failure, so what is the essence of having redundancy in our system?
As far as I understood, you said that single point of failure. Then what you asked? Is there anybody who can explain what he said?
The sound is too less, sir. Actually, it's not able to hear properly. Is it inaudible?
I thought I am the one who is unable to understand. Okay. You can type
No, sir.
You can type your message, what you said. You carry in the chat. Somebody can read.
No, sir, he is telling in a single point of failure, what are the resources utilization to the multiple devices? If
Right.
I understood it correctly.
Right. So what happens? And that is what has to be worked, because see, that is something that has to be worked. That is how the vendors are working hard, because resource utilization also one of the concern, because in the enterprise network, when we have so much of traffic, right, one device cannot handle anything. One HR in the big companies cannot handle anything, right? You have a recruiter also HR, you have operations HR, right? One HR cannot handle. One HR can handle everything in the SME startup companies, right? In the big companies, separate HRs. Means in the enterprise environment, separate devices. If one HR will handle everything in the enterprise, it will be overloaded. Yes or no? Will not have resource to bear the load. So resource utilization is another reason of not having next generation firewall having all the feature, means one point of failure plus resource is the second consequence of not having all the feature on a single devices, especially for enterprise environment. Okay.
Sir, what is enterprise environment and what is production based environment?
Enterprise means big companies, and production, both are different. Production means work environment. Production and enterprise, there is no comparison in between that. Enterprise means SME means small medium scale. Enterprise means big companies. SME means small and medium enterprise. Small companies, medium companies, and enterprise means big companies. Production and UAT. UAT means testing environment and production means working environment. Okay, in the company, certain server you have then UAT, means testing server. Production means working server, means people are accessing, business is working on those server. We call it work environment, means production environment. Okay, got it? So now you understand.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Now you understand the email which received by, your name is Harsh Pandey was there. He got an email that your monthly health order is attached. He should think, right, before opening the email, he should think that I have not ordered any monthly health product. So how could I get this monthly health order report? Right? He should think twice before opening that email. But he opened, unfortunately. Yes or no? Firewall failed to detect because IV was new and 25 port number is allowed for everybody. Resulting, Harsh opened that email and resulting, it was a phishing email having malware attachment. System got compromised, and after compromise, it was malware. System got compromised and attacker has created a backdoor, installed some software, created a backdoor, botnet, and something happened. It got infected. Multiple action can be done by malware. There are multiple type of malware, Trojan, virus, right, ransomware, right? Different type of malware I explained on that video. And ransomware case we are going to take very deep dive on the further session on the SOC later period. So there are multiple type of malwares, right? So these all different type of results may happen once your machine is infected. Yes or no? So you understand, even though we have two devices, WAF will not at all come in the picture because WAF is only for application traffic. Only firewall came in the picture, but firewall failed in this case. Yes or no? Because 25 port number is allowed for everybody. So now in this case, we should have a security controls which can filter the traffic, email traffic. Yes or no? Which can filter the email traffic, which can secure our network based on email-based attacks, which can secure our network for phishing emails, spoofed emails. Yes or no? Spam emails. Understand? Get a point? Because there will be
Yes, sir.
of course there will be. See, you can't trust people, right? See, being a SOC team, we also conduct security awareness training. Time to as well as there's a mandatory training nowadays. Whenever you join this company, enterprise companies, there's a mandatory training in the company while onboarding, security awareness training, cyber security awareness training. And you have completed the training and you have to pass the exam also. If you do not pass the exam, you have to write the exam again until unless you pass, onboarding cannot be completed. That is the mandatory training on which this is one chapter that whenever you receive the email, make sure that if you have not received the email from the legitimate source, known source, do not open the email and report the email to SOC team, cybersecurity team. Yes or no? But still, you know that. Still, there will be some people. कुछ लोग होते हैं ना, है ना? कितना भी बोलो समझ में आता ही नहीं है. There will be some people you tell multiple times, but they will still make the mistakes. Yes or no? Even SOC team a certain time runs the campaign also. Certain times we run the campaign also. We'll send this kind of mails also, campaign. The phishing kind of campaign will run and see how many people report and how many people open to ensure that how aware our team is, our people are. When the actual phishing email will come, how many people can there are chances to open. Certain times we run this kind of campaign. Get it mind? And check how many people are actually can open or how many people are opened. And how many people actually reports. Then Deepak found that this email come and he clicked on report to SOC team. Very good. Congratulations. It's actually a testing email and you are aware, congratulations, you reported to SOC team. But it was actually the part of campaign. But you opened that email. Then SOC team come to Achha, out of 1,000 people, still we have 50 people who opened that email. That means people are actually still not aware, some people. So these kind of trainings, awareness, campaigns we conduct to ensure that our people are mandatory training by compliance, as per the compliance government. That anybody onboarded, these trainings are must. Exams are must to ensure that they have gone through the training properly. There will be exam.
Yeah, the one question that
yes.
If there is something that someone spoof the email, there are third-party tools or many third-party tools are available.
Right.
And it's fine to be suspicious, and you are getting mail from your mail ID.
Another homework.
Directly.
Another homework for you. What is email spoofing? What is email spoofing? Email spoofing. That video is available on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
What is email spoofing and how to avoid spoofing? Yes.
So there are DMARC solution which is already available in the market, and DMARC solution,
DKMI, DMARC, SPF, multiple authentication mechanism.
SPF, and all those things that can be supported, but still there are third-party tools which are available on the market, and you can spoof the mail and domain, both of the things. So
If-
on
if-
that case, how
See,
people
let me tell you that
normal
still, see, if you use still word, still means all possibilities. If you talk about
Yeah, all
0.01%, if you're talking about the 0.01% chances, then everything is hackable.
Yes, correct.
Nothing is unhackable. 100% security is unachievable. That
Okay.
0.01% case.
So, Neil, the thing is that my question on that part, how people will understand that is that mail need to be open and that mail is legitimate or not. In that case,
They will not understand.
it will be difficult to understand by the layman.
Difficult. See, what happens is this can be achieved through awareness. Before such kind of things happen, for example, somebody asking to see, this can happen through processes. This can be achieved through proper processes. We know that what processes we are following to our company, in our company. For example, fund transfer happen through various approvals. If my manager directly asking me to send an email, okay, do one thing, Sulabh, transfer this 1 lakh rupees to this account. I'm not going to transfer just by this sending the email. The process says that, first of all, you call manager and ask him. Or you take this approval. Then only fund transfer will happen. Yes or no? This can be achieved through processes. I can just blindly cannot take and follow his on his first email unless I get another approval. Yes or no? It can be a spoofed email. My manager email might have spoofed. Somebody have used his email to send an email, but this can be achieved through processes. The company creates the processes for multi-layer of security. Not a single approval, a single email. You should do this kind of transfer, this kind of way, right? Which have the huge impact.
Correct.
Got it? Got it? Because spoofed email,
yes.
See, if your company do not have solution, right? Nobody, not only you, I also cannot understand. The only thing is you should read the email body. Only way to identify to read the email body, right? Because emails are same, email ID is same, name is same. Then how will you understand? By reading the email body. How your how your email, how your manager is having habit to write you the email. Is he ever asking you to transfer the money immediately? Is he following the right process? If you find something suspicious, call him directly on his phone number. If you find something, this comes with the awareness. And that is the awareness you have to spread across the business units, business team. If you talk about this one, nothing is 100%, nothing is ideal. Security, of course, is not ideal 100%. Got it? So this is the homework. What is, you also write this, okay? What is email spoofing? So there are multiple such way to identify, that our company is not receiving and the spoofed email like DKMI, DMARC, SPF, multiple authentication mechanism that company will follow. So whenever, say, email gateway is having those mechanism to check, to authenticate, okay, the email is coming with same email ID, but it actually not coming from Accenture. Somebody else spoofed that Accenture email ID, then it will drop. That authentication mechanism that these email systems are having. I'm going to explain in the next class because I'm suffering with the headache today, but I still took the class today along with that. So tomorrow I'll be explaining you about the email gateway, proxy, and some other solution about in cybersecurity. You know, work as well. Email spoofing. Homework is for you. No need to submit anywhere, but it's for your preparation. Your preparation, of course, right? It's job now. We are not in college. We are in actually field. If you win for yourself. No need to seek us anywhere. Yes or no? If you lose, you will lose in your life. Nobody else will lose. So it's not a college that, okay, assignment you have to showcase to the teacher. It's actually a field. Yes or no? It's a cricket field. If you're not able to perform,
Sir, hello. Hello.
yes.
Yeah, sir, one confirmation needed, sir. Just no any kind of question. Actually, yesterday you told me that WAF we have to implement after the before the network security firewall, right, sir?
No, WAF is on DMG before applications.
Okay. Okay.
WAF
After WAF. Hello.
WAF is before web applications, because WAF is for application security, right? So before web application, you have application security firewall.
Okay. That means before application, we have to implement WAF.
Right.
Then we have to access the web application. After that, we can implement the network security firewall, right?
Network security firewall is in gateway right now, right? Then after that, you may have internal firewall also, PCI firewall.
Okay.
But in the gateway behind the router, you have a gateway firewall. Okay. Then you can see after that, you have a router to separate the network, your internal network. Then you have DMG network. Then you have gateway. You have a WAF here. Then you have DMG web servers, web applications, right? Before that, you have firewall. Web application firewall is for web applications only. You can see any traffic going towards web application are going through web application firewall. No other traffic. All other traffic is going through it like this only. Okay, got it? Apart from web application, no other traffic is passing through web applications.
Sir, once the malicious email comes to SOC team, how do we analyze it?
What?
Once the malicious email, which is found out by the user, comes to SOC team, how do we analyze
There is a
it?
video, there is my video, phishing email analysis in YouTube. How to analyze phishing email. So how to analyze email, I have explained practically on that. I give this homework during the SOC class. This was too early, but if you want to do it now, you can do it. How to analyze phishing emails. Practically, we have taken an example of phishing email I have received in my mailbox. So end-to-end, I have explained how to analyze various ways of email analysis. So when you have time, you guys can do parallelly, right? We are in the beginning of the class, might be on the later part. Once we deep down, you might not have time, right? So when you have time right now, you can do this. Phishing email analysis is one of the sessions that I have taken for 2 hours, I think. So practically, we have covered phishing email analysis.
Thank you for sharing the link, sir. Lots of thank you.
Phishing email analysis. What is phishing email? How to analyze phishing email? Practically, we have done it. Okay, with various tools, hash values, how to extract, how to match it with various tools. Okay, guys, so
Sir,
yes.
yesterday you told regarding zero-day attack.
Right.
So if zero-day attack take place in any organization, that must not be a good thing, right?
Of course, zero attack means compromise without any signature. So that is the reason. I mean, we should be aware of that. I mean, we have to be in such a way so that this should not happen at all. But you can't say that any company cannot be attacked, right? If any company attacked, it can be a zero attack. None of their devices are having signature to detect it. It can be a zero-day attack. You may not get
So,
any.
sir, as
right. Tell me.
sir, I just want to know, as a part of SOC team, what step we can take to to neglect all these zero-day attacks?
Steps in the sense you have to ensure that all the signatures updates are there in place. All the security devices are having up to date, does not have any vulnerabilities, right? all vulnerabilities are being patched all the times. So these are the some of the steps, I mean, that you have to follow. Penetration testing is being done on time.
Okay.
So, sir, can ZTNA process or device can protect zero-day attacks?
See, there are some vendors which are claiming, but
like Zscaler and all.
they are claiming, but I don't think so it is possible, because I mean, zero-day attack means something which is new. Nobody is aware of that, right? So, so
but you can
there are some possibility, but not 100%.
protect.
100% is not at all possible. 100%. Otherwise, if 100% possible, then everything will be closed. Then you guys will get fired.
Everything will close.
Yes or no?
So you need
Then
to
why,
open the port for communication, otherwise you can't communicate also.
then why we are here? So you can't eliminate some till some extent, of course, some extent may be possible, but not fully. Otherwise,
Okay.
we gone from the market. Yes or no? We some human.
Yes, yes. Okay. Sure,
Sir,
sir.
how can we get exact event for that alert which is raised?
Come back again.
Sir, how can we get the exact event for which, just like we get zero-day malware infected alert, just like, then how can we get the exact event for which purpose this event is generated? What is the main root cause of that event?
So
that
what
alert?
happens? So every device will generate the event, right? They will record the event in the form of logs. Every device, so whatever activity happening across the network will come to know by the respective device event. So the further session is a full game of event only, logs only. Further session we play across. So whatever happens, firewall is coming in the picture. Firewall, whatever connection has came inside, file will record from which IP connection has came, which port connection has came, where it is gone, what is the destination IP address, what was the size of the packet, right? Everything will be recorded, whether firewall allowed the connection, deny connection, everything will be recorded in the form of logs.
And sir, what is the difference between user and client IP and destination host?
User client IP, what happens is, client IP means it can be a source IP, different vendor record different name. Client IP can be a source IP, but different vendor devices give different name. Some for source IP, some vendor give SRC IP, some vendor source IP, some vendor source address, some vendor source, some vendor SRC, right? So we have to look at the device, which device record that particular. Then we can read the documentation, what do you mean by client IP? Client IP can be a source IP.
Okay. And what is user, sir?
User can be the user who has logged in. Username can be a user who is trying to log in or who is trying to do the activity, right?
Now Sulabh sir is our client ID and we are the users.
Okay.
What is the ticketing tool that will be taught, sir, in the training session?
I will explore ServiceNow.
Okay. And what about the proxy, sir? You mentioned earlier that to protect our applications, our system,
Right.
we
Proxy means
use
we'll cover
proxies.
theoretical like this only. Proxy, because proxy we are not going to work. Proxy only logs we will work as a SOC team, not like how we cover firewall, right?
So,
Knowledge we are going to have on proxy.
so in depth, we
Sir,
are not going into any particular proxy, you're saying, sir.
Not required. Unnecessarily, why we will go? SOC team is not going to work on the proxy, neither on the firewall, not on the email gateway, right? SOC team will work on the SIEM
Only the
team,
basic.
EDR team.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Basic.
Sir, one more thing.
Course, let me tell you that. Let me answer. I don't have any problem. I can make this course for six months, 1 year. I don't have any problem. The problem will be the course will become for so many months, right? And I will have to teach you for so many months, and you will have to pay for so many thousand. right? That will be the only
Sir,
the only thing what is required, right, to get the job, to work in the company. Unnecessary. See, getting the knowledge is not a harm, but knowledge should be useful, right, on our day-to-day life, day-to-day work. Filling our storage for something which is not useful for now does not make any sense. ये सुनो, खाना के मतलब ये थोड़ी कुछ भी खाते रहो, अच्छा खाओ जिससे काम आए, वो बॉडी सही रहे, हेल्दी रहे. Yes or no?
What about the logs of proxy and firewall? Do we going to study that?
Firewall will integrate live here. We have firewall, Fortinet firewall. We'll have other logs also will get it here.
For proxy?
Proxy also will get the logs.
Okay, thank you.
But those logs will be recorded
Sir.
logs, because live you cannot integrate. Live we cannot. Nobody can integrate, right? Nobody can see in the lab. Will be integrate Windows, Linux, firewall. Live will integrate. Couple of Windows devices will integrate firewall. Will integrate Linux devices. Live will learn also how to integrate these devices practically, as well as by following this funda will integrate, understand how to integrate other devices. We'll get the recorded log for other devices, but we cannot take live logs because live log is not possible in the lab. You can't buy these costly devices in the lab. Nobody can do that.
So the procedure will be same for integrating all the other devices like switch, router.
Here our concept is going to clear. Means after this device, this class, you will be able to integrate any kind of devices. Almost devices means you can write in resume that you have integrated these devices. We are going to learn that way. That you have to mention, you have to integrate route. You have integrated router. You have integrated Cisco firewall. You have integrated checkpoint firewall. You can write in resume that you have integrated.
Okay, so any activity when we perform on the Linux, like creating a username or creating a file, we will see the event on the SIEM tool.
What?
Suppose we have integrated Linux to SIEM tool, okay, and we are creating a username, password, directory, or we are performing any activity on the Linux, we can see the logs on the SIEM tool.
Of course, all activities will be recorded and sent to the SIEM. Once you integrate, whatever activity will do, as they will do, all activity will be recorded and sent to the SIEM.
Okay.
Sir, one more doubt. At what level EDR we are going to study? Till what level EDR?
EDR will cover almost. We have other trainer, Arvind. We have introduced for the EDR. So almost will cover admin level. Will enterprise level of license we have for EDR. So almost will cover admin level.
Practical and all.
Practically, so everybody will get the lab access also. So we are the only institution in India. We are the enterprise.
Which EDR we are using? Which brand?
Which?
CrowdStrike.
EDR.
CrowdStrike.
CrowdStrike. Okay.
CrowdStrike is the leader in the market for EDR. Okay, guys. So we'll end of the day. We'll connect.
Sir, one more. Sir, one
last
more.
question.
Just one
last
more.
question.
Last question. Sir. Yeah, sir. Most of the interviewer, like in the SOC, they are asking what is proxy. Most of the time.
Proxy will cover next class. Tomorrow we are going to talk about proxy.
Okay. Like theoretically, it's not deep they are asking, but at least theoretical knowledge they are asking. What is proxy? What
Only
is proxy?
theoretical only we are asking. See, whatever knowledge required from SOC perspective, we are going to cover. I know that since, I'm training this since last 8 years. I know what is required, what is not required. If something will be asked, I will have to cover it. If I will not cover, you will not get the job. Yes or no? So the only thing is I want to utilize the time. If I will cover something else which is not required, does not make any sense. Yes, so until your time will go, will get wasted. Theoretically, that is the reason theoretically you should have understanding, because these devices we are going to get the logs. Now we'll understand firewall. Understand firewall have layer 3, layer 4 information. Firewall will open the header and read the IP. And once firewall get the access, it will record also source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, device action. Yes or no? And size of the packet. That is how it will record on the logs. Now we'll understand how to read the firewall logs. because you understood firewall. You'll understand email gateway, you understand WAF, you'll understand proxy, you'll understand IPS ideas, you'll understand router. That is the objective of training you here. So that you can understand these devices, so that you'll understand logs also, how to read. Okay, because you're not going to directly work on these devices. You're going to work on the SIEM only. Okay, guys, we'll see you on tomorrow.
How much year of experience we can gain after completing this course?
See, minimum 3 years you can easily put. Minimum 3 years, anybody. Minimum 3 years is very, very less. 3 years is very less. Rest is up to your understanding how much you can afford. Because my training is very deep level. It's very deep level. How much you can afford to explain, that much we can put 5 years also.
Okay.
Okay. So guys, we'll see you tomorrow. कल लेंगे क्वेश्चन. Tomorrow I'll take your question.
Thank you.
I'm little bit थोड़ा headache है.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Take a
thank you,
rest.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot, sir. Bye, sir.